and a half. Tonight in Milwaukee, the Brewers just swept the Rockies in Colorado and have the best record in the league. Two first-place teams go head-to-head. It begins with Gio Gonzalez and Matt Garza in Game 1 from Miller Park. Welcome to Miller Park in Milwaukee. Some Curly W's. Will be rooting for the guys. We always get a good fan turnout here for Nats fans on the road in Wisconsin. Jordan Zimmerman tomorrow night. A lot of folks are curious about the Nats as they take on another contending team. How about the schedule lately? San Francisco, St. Louis, Atlanta, now Milwaukee. The Brewers right there with Oakland for the best record in Major League Baseball and the best in the National League right now. And since May 30th, the Brewers are really good. The Nats are right behind them. Oakland, of course, keeps out-distancing everybody, and even the Reds and the Royals are making lots of noise. All right, those last two games against Atlanta, must-wins in the month of June? They could have been.
Well, yeah, you got to turn the whole thing around. And when you talk about the game on Friday night, if they'd have pulled that out, they would have taken 3 out of 4 from the Braves. So look at it that way. And the Nats are playing as good as anybody in baseball, especially coming off that good West Coast trip. But they did it on Saturday night, 3-0. It was because of Doug Fister. 8 shutout innings. He gave up just 5 hits. Anthony Rendon with a couple of big knocks. He went 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs. They won that game 3-0. Soriano with his 16th save, a 1-2-3 save. And then the defense on Sunday was spectacular with Ian Desmond behind Tanner Roark, who went 5 1/3, gave up 4 hits, just 1 run, so he did a good job. The bullpen, fantastic. The group of death, Stammen, Clippard, Soriano, 3 Ks in the 9th for a 1-2-3 save once again, so back-to-back 1-2-3 saves, his 17th of the year, and they are just playing absolutely lights out. And they look to continue here against the Milwaukee club that came from Colorado. And as we know, when teams play in Colorado, they have a tough time recovering. So we'll keep an eye on that here tonight.
Yeah, their bats, I don't know if they need a recovery in that dugout with the wood because they have been amazing. You take away some of the Rockies stats, this is the best hitting team in the National League. Pitching's not that great. Their closer's been outstanding. These guys can slug.
They can slug, and they're very aggressive. These guys, in everything they do, they go up hacking. They're aggressive on the base pass. And these are, generally speaking, the kind of teams that Gio Gonzalez has success against. The Oaklands of the world that take pitches and work counts. Gio can't be effectively wild against them. But when you have a team like the Brewers, Carlos Gomez, and we'll get into that during the broadcast, these guys, for the most part, hack, and that suits Gio Gonzalez very well.
Yeah, and there's Jonathan Lucroy, whose name is all over the National League stat sheet. Gio is 3-4, and the right-hander Matt Garza, who the Nats haven't seen that much in his career, 4-4. We'll set the pitching matchup for you next, give you some of their numbers and the outlook on the series opener. Straight ahead from Milwaukee. Football, baseball, you name it. The parking lot becomes a big party before a Milwaukee Brewers game here, even when it's been cloudy, it's been foggy, it's been rainy, but the Brewer fans enjoy their summertime outdoors no matter how they can get it. Pitching matchup tonight. First of all, let's talk about the Nats starters since the 1st of May. So we're talking almost 2 months here. A 3.07 starters ERA, even better than Oakland, the Dodgers, and other ball clubs. The Nats overall ERA is 3.04 for the season, starters and relievers. So here comes Gio tonight, his 11th start, second time back from the DL. He's got some sort of thing going against the NL Central FP, and he'll have to be very good in a hitter's park tonight.
Yeah, last time out a little bit rusty, first time off the DL. Should be a little more sharp tonight, and like I said in the open, you would think his wildness will be effective tonight against a very aggressive, swinging Milwaukee Brewers offense.
Matt Garza's ERA is 4.02. Doesn't impress. Well, it's gone down every month. This guy's been around for a while, 71 career wins, and he'll face the Nats for the 5th time.
Well, he's a guy that has a straight over-the-top fastball. Last time out, gave up 3 earned runs against the Diamondbacks, but he doesn't field his position very well. He has the thing on comebackers, so look for a few base hit bunts, maybe from Danny Espinosa tonight, to make Matt Garza throw accurately to first base.
Can he get Anthony Rendon out? Pitchers have been in the dark with him lately. 5 for his last 13, 2 doubles, a homer, 4 RBIs, 3 runs against Atlanta. And over the last week, Anthony hitting .360. Let's see if he can take this home show on the road in Milwaukee starting now. AT&T, mobilizing your world. And by Ocean City, Maryland, put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now at OCOcean.com. So whether you've been tossed from the game or untucking, get ready for a very interesting series on the road. The Nats went 4-3 against the Brew Crew last year. Visit trainsearch.com to find your local Train Comfort Specialist dealer. Hard to stop a train, really hard. So you might wonder, why is the roof closed? Well, there's a threat of rain this evening. The panels are open out there, so you get a bit of the outdoor feel. They closed the roof about an hour and a half ago. Been kind of a crazy weather pattern in Wisconsin lately. The Nats are 9th in the league in hitting. They're 8th in runs. They are 10th in home runs. And JAYSON WERTH, if this guy gets going, the offense will really be cooking. 1 for his last 12, but he's been on base 15 of his last 16 games. And maybe it takes some Milwaukee pitching to get JAYSON WERTH back where we know he can be. Again, here's Matt Garza on the year 4-4, making his 16th start.
Yeah, fastball straight over the top, 4 seams. It's averaging 93 miles an hour. The slider, he throws 26% of the time at 84 miles an hour. Curveball 75. Rarely throws the changeup at 85 miles an hour. He is not afraid to pitch in. He's held opponents to 3 earned runs over his last 14 2/3. That's his last 2 starts. Like I said, make him field his position. He has trouble throwing the ball to first base, and he was also roommates in 2005 with Doug Fister at Fresno State.
DENARD Span, 1 for 4 career against Garza. And we're underway with a fastball right in there. 8-10 in DC. Got a good crowd gathering. Brewers averaging 32,750 a game. And at home, they're 20-15. The story of this ball club is what they are on the road. They are 12 over 500 away from Miller Park. Nets are 2 under on the road. Like to take care of that this week. On a pitch up, DENARD Span fouls it off to the left. 16-year veteran Mark Wegner has the plate. Andy Fletcher, 15th year. That's the crew chief Mike Winters over at third. 25 years in the big leagues. Chris Siegel, the rookie member of the umpiring crew, has second base.
No way he wasn't up in San Francisco. I can't believe that.
Span on an 0-2 count. 10 for his last 25. Had a good homestand against the Astros and the Braves. 4 doubles in 6 ball games.
That road record you were talking about with the Brew Crew, that's the best in the majors. And they're coming off a 6-1 road trip from Arizona and Colorado.
Yeah, whoever goes into Colorado and sweeps at least one game of a series out there, something usually goes wrong for your pitching staff. That's a nasty breaking ball down and in. DENARD Span gone to start the game.
I set the defense for the Brewers tonight behind Matt Garza. Davis, Gomez, Braun the outfield. Ryan Braun switching from left field over to right field this year. Segura Ramirez left side. Weeks Reynolds right side. And Jonathan LUCROY behind the plate.
And some injury problems over the last couple of years for ARAMIS Ramirez, a 2-time All-Star. Most recently in 08 with the Cubs. He made the move north several years ago, and it's been very good for him. Rendon hitting .275. That's a fastball. Slow call by Mark Wegner, but a strike. Anthony and Lobaton, the only 2 in the lineup who have never faced Garza. Target in. And so far, we've seen the Nats hack on a couple of high fastballs. Garza, 30 years of age. 6-1 with the Cubs last year, 11 starts, then dealt to Texas, where he went 4-5 down the stretch with the Rangers in 13 starts. Best season in the big leagues, Tampa Bay 4 years ago. He went 15-10. Rendon rips it left side for ARAMIS Ramirez. 2 outs.
Well, the Rockies did a study a couple years ago on how teams performed after they left Colorado, how they performed when they were at home for a while, and how the altitude affected their recovery. And I don't know, for whatever it's worth, I think it's at least worth a mention, right? I mean, they just came from Colorado, even though they swept the Rockies, and we'll see how that plays out here against the Nationals. Something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Might be nothing, but might be something.
Arizona at a little altitude in the desert, and then way up high in Colorado.
And the study said that teams had trouble, and pitchers especially that pitched in Colorado had trouble in their very next start.
Well, we may have to wait till Wednesday for that then to see Marco Estrada.
Well, maybe with the position players you'll see a little fatigue.
Yeah. And Matt Garza's come out throwing strikes here for the most part. 1-1 to Worth. Well, Jason in a struggle. 4 for his last 37. He has a career homer against this pitcher. 3 hits and 10 at bats and a walk. And up the middle, right where Ricky Weeks is playing him, and the Nats go quietly on a strikeout and 2 ground balls. The series is underway, and it's Gio's turn in a moment. Opened in 2001, seats just under 42,000, and they can do some hitting in here. Second in the league in batting average, and in runs, and in home runs, with Jonathan Lucroy leading the way. This guy's second in the league in batting. His on-base percentage just under 400, and he is just all over the league when it comes to just about every category, from hits to power. Here's Gio. Third career start against Milwaukee, 1-0 with a 2.77.
At fastball 93, he'll two-seam it with good sink. Curveball 78 at 21% of the time, and the changeup at 83, 14% of the time. 11th start of the year for Gio. Last timeout was the first one off the DL on the 18th. He allowed 4 runs in 5 innings against the Astros. Struck out 6, walked 3, gave up 4 hits through 93 pitches.
Rickie Weeks is 0 for 5 career against Gio with a base on balls. And the bottom of the first is underway. Strike one. A strikeout prone hitter. But against left-handed pitching, they'll sit down Scooter Gennett, who's hitting .310, and have Rickie Weeks in there. Target in. And that'll be popped up to the right side. Out into the outfield, Danny Espinosa backpedaling, and finally DENARD calls him off the ball. Span takes it.
Well, I saw something I haven't seen from DENARD Span all year, and it might be a product of first game into a new ballpark, but he didn't see this baseball. He got a bad jump on it. If you can see him at the top of the screen, he went back, and now he starts to sprint in. And we talk about how DENARD Span always gets a good jump, is never fooled, but as a former center fielder, when you come into a new ballpark, you can take balls in batting practice all you want, but today the roof was open in batting practice, so it was a different look for DENARD Span. They've closed it since, and he had trouble picking that ball up.
Yeah, and the lighting is always different for indoor ballparks.
Good call.
It's just not as bright as being outdoors, even if it's a cloudy evening. It was sunny during batting practice, and there were some shadows to contend with out there. Here's Ryan Braun, who's now a right fielder. And, you know, we were talking with some of the Milwaukee guys before the game about Ryan Zimmerman's move to the outfield. Ryan Braun has been quoted as saying, "I never want to go back to third base again." He's loved being an outfielder.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if number 11's thinking the same thing.
And Braun will foul it off to the right side. He's in right field because Chris Davis has sort of come in here, done some great things for the Brewers, and become the left fielder. So Braun over and right with a great center fielder Gomez in between them. It's a really good, solid ball club here. They've done a great job of staying on top of the Central since their red hot start. And Gio throws it by Ryan Braun. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Braun 1 for 6 career against Gonzalez. But they've been challenged by the Cardinals a couple of times, and then they'd win some games, put another winning streak together. And Ron Renick, in his 4th year here, has them 17 games over and 5.5 ahead of the second place St. Louis ball club.
Well, he's aggressive, and his ball club's aggressive. And Nats fans, for the next 3 days, you're going to see run till they tag you taken to a whole new level. They scored 3 runs on a wild pitch in Colorado.
Saw that.
The bases were loaded and 3 guys scored. They are not afraid to make outs. They're not afraid to take an extra base. And like I've said a few times already, they hack.
2-2 pitch. And Braun trying to jump on a fastball up. Ryan Braun, of course, the suspension last year. He had a right thumb contusion in July. And about a couple of weeks after he came back from that, suspended 65 games, out for the rest of the season. He spent some of the time during the offseason personally contacting and calling Brewers season ticket holders and reestablishing his relationship with them. Great curveball by Gio. 2 outs.
Well, nasty curveball from Gio Gonzalez. It's a pitch that takes a lot of torque and a lot of stress on the shoulder. And I thought first time out he was feeling for it a little bit off the disabled list, but based on that swing and the break on that curveball, that's the old Gio Gonzalez curveball, the one with snap on it that'll throw in the dirt with 2 strikes, and Ryan Braun was not close. Get your glove.
And a very nice job of blocking by Jose Lobato. Well, here he is, the focal point of the Milwaukee offense right now, Jonathan Lucroy. It's his 4th full year in the big leagues. This guy was in the minors for a while after the Brewers drafted him in the 3rd round in 07. Out of Louisiana, Lafayette. And that is a tailing fastball for a strike. They liked what they saw after he hit 12 homers, drove in 59 in 2011, and they signed him to a 5-year contract. He has not disappointed. There's that big curve from Gio again.
Let's set the defense for the Nats. Standard: Ryan Zimmerman, DENARD Span, Jason Worth, Ian Desmond, Anthony Rendon. Left side, Danny Espinosa, Adam LaRoche right side, and Jose Lobaton behind the dish.
Later we'll show you some numbers about how the Nats defense has improved lately. That guy picks them as well as anyone. Playing way off the line, Adam LaRoche. And a 1-2 to Lucroy right between the fielders for a base hit. That's his 92nd hit of the year. Ties him with Daniel Murphy of the Mets and Paul Goldschmidt of the Diamondbacks for the league lead.
A nice piece of 2-strike hitting right there, letting the ball get deep, using the whole field. Very fast infield here at Miller Park, and he takes advantage of a fast infield, but a pretty good pitch from Gio Gonzalez. That wasn't a bad curveball. Let it get deep, let it travel, and don't blink, folks, because the next hitter is swinging.
Carlos Gomez on an 18-game hitting streak.
Swings at the first pitch 55% of the time, but look at that since 2012. Doesn't necessarily mean he's a first pitch fastball guy. He's swinging.
So
and sometimes he swings right out of his helmet.
Well, if you look at some of his early career strikeout totals, maybe you start to figure out why Carlos wants to get things going a little earlier.
That 55% of the first pitch action by Gomez, if he takes 70 first pitches in a row, he will still lead the league in first pitch swing percentage. How about that?
He won't take 7 in a row. You kidding?
70. And he'll still have the highest first pitch swing percentage. I mean, that's just incredible. And he's done damage based on the numbers we just showed you right there. It's not like he's just brain dead hacking up there. He is putting the ball in play, and there you go. Since 1988.
And a pitcher on top of that list. How'd that happen? Mike Marshall. Numbers from Jeep. Curveball, good take. But Ricky Weeks, 2011, actually 2010, struck out 184 times. Then 107 when he only played 2/3 of a season. Then 169. Down a little bit last year, but again, he only played 104 games because he had a hamstring that bugged him. Then they had to operate on it. So he is a strikeout machine. Runner going, and it's fouled hard over to the end of the Nats dugout.
I heard a term used by one of the Brewers people to describe Gomez today. And, you know, he gets a lot of flack for his flair in the game. And they said he's drunk on baseball. And I like the term. He loves the game. He's a guy that exudes confidence and enthusiasm. It rubs the opponent the wrong way a lot of times. But he's a guy that plays extremely hard every single day. He's aggressive in center, aggressive at the plate, and aggressive on the bases.
Number 9 in the MVP voting last year. And he'll bounce it down third base way for Anthony Rendon. The short way to Espinosa. Brewers gone. Bottom of the first. Gio and Garza off to good starts. The second due up what they've done last 2 years against the Central. Adam LaRoche, plenty of RBI damage. Ryan Zimmerman, his share. And Ian Desmond, lots of extra base hits. Those last two bats need to get moving again. Adam LaRoche, 7 of his last 18 over 5 games with 3 walks. So he'll step in 2 for 3 career with a home run against Matt Garza.
Well, you see odd things in the Midwest. At least, you know, that's where you see all the UFOs and stuff. Well, this was the infield earlier today, about 1:30. And those are actually lights to help the grass grow because of the dome. And that big thing you see on the left right there, that's a fan to dry it all out because they left the roof open.
And I know they've done that in Arizona before. They want the field to get some natural moisture and natural sunshine.
Well, my first guess was crop circles, and I thought we'd see some, but no such luck. I mean, the hotel is haunted, so I figured it'd be along those lines, you know?
Yeah. Well, I've heard that for every year since 1986 and haven't seen a ghost yet.
Well, I heard some
you
weird.
Still have that app on your phone that finds ghosts?
I don't, but I heard some weird noises last night. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. What a great stroke by LaRoche. First pitch, top of the second. And Adam LaRoche adds to his .305 batting average and his .418 on base percentage. He's now 8 for his last 19.
Well, there goes the no-hitter, you betcha. Adam LaRoche. A little fastball on the outer half, line drive to left. And the first knock of the road trip goes to the Nats first baseman. Nice swing. I think that very swing right there is why you're not seeing the exaggerated shift on Adam LaRoche for the most part around the league anymore. He's showing everybody that he'll use the whole field. And by the way, Carp, I think it's time that we start talking about Anthony Rendon and Adam LaRoche as all-stars for this ball club to go to Minneapolis on July 15th.
Agreed. Agreed.
They both earned it.
You know, looking at the way they're playing Ryan Zimmerman on the infield, we'd love to see him go the other way for a base hit. Giving him the entire right side with Weeks up the middle. Segura, the shortstop, in a rank pull position. A lot of room to the left of the pitcher. In a ballpark where the ball jumps. Ryan 3 for 10 career with a walk against Garza, and that one is high in the air and way out of here, but way foul. He cranked that one down the left field side early. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, I hope you say Garza's name like you just did a couple more times tonight, and that it's fair. Just caught her out front a little bit and pulled it way foul. But like you said, the ball jumps in this place. Arena baseball for the next 3 days.
Suddenly 3-1. And a little adjustment by LaRoche over at first base. Time's been called.
Well, that's the shoelace decoy. It works every time. Act like your shoe's untied and lull him to sleep.
Zimmerman hitting a .192 since coming back, but the Nats are 12-7 since Ryan came back. And that pitch is outside, 2 on, nobody out. Looking around, no real surprises in the outfield. Aramis Ramirez getting lots of love at third base now.
Well, I said yesterday, if I'm Mike Matheny, I want to win that baseball game. If I want to win that game, I'm going to have Adam LaRoche at the very least in there at first base for defense late and get him an at-bat. And Anthony Rendon has proved his worth at third base defensively, as good as anybody in baseball, and offensively as well. I mean, and then pick one out of the hat from the bullpen. Just close your eyes and put all the names in there and pick one out. Soriano.
Yeah, there's how you can vote. MLB.com all the way through July 3rd. And the All-Star game, July 15th, Minnesota on Fox. 0-1 to Desmond, who gave a strike away a moment ago. And he rips one into left. LaRoche takes a look at it, knows he's going to be held by Bob Henley. Throw comes sliding through, and the bases are loaded. Nobody out.
Gotta feel so good for Ian Desmond. Had a rough series against the Braves from a contact standpoint. He made some beautiful plays at shortstop, but checking in early on the road trip, got something right out over the middle of the plate and hit it far too hard to score Adam LaRoche from second base with nobody out. So bags loaded.
Pretty bad throw by Chris Davis. He might have let up a little bit knowing the runner wasn't going anywhere. I think it was about 20 feet up the line. You're not going to send a runner with nobody out, and here comes Danny Espinosa hitting .303 in the month of June in a big spot right here. He's had 3 career hits against Garza. Brewers will concede a run if they can get a double play ball. And the hitters ahead 1-0.
What's a big at bat for a lot of reasons. When you talk about the Nats going into San Francisco and taking 3 out of 4 when they were in first place, still are. They scored early and took the crowd out of it. Now they're playing another first place club. The crowd here is large, and they could do the same right now.
Little League night here. Thousands of Little Leaguers were on the field parading around before the ball game, and they're up in the upper deck waiting to make some noise. That's probably about where they're watching from. And they're seeing the sacks full of Nats here in the top of the second.
Yeah, if they want better seats, you know what? Play better.
Did he go? That pitch was up and away, and Danny Espinosa went around.
Check it out from the side. Pretty close.
Got to get some contact here. Number 8 hitter Jose Lobaton on deck, top of the second.
Those check swings happen in the middle of an at bat. Even if you think you didn't go, you can't lose your mind, especially in a situation like this.
And the off-speed pitch, Danny ID'd it well.
Third strike, as we saw yesterday with Chris Johnson. Guys have a tendency to lose it, but if it's the first strike or second strike, especially in a big situation, turn the page and go to work.
Bases loaded, nobody out, and a 2-2 count. That was a pretty easy take for Danny. Spotted that one early. And does Garza have to throw him a fastball here?
I almost hit him. Espinosa wasn't budging either.
He has something to keep in mind if there's a pitch inside. He's been hit 8 times this year. One of the highest totals in the league. Quiet ballpark. 3-2 pitch. And that's going to paint the outside corner. 1 out.
Well, Espinosa thought it was away. You can tell by the body language right now. We'll check out pitch track. Matt Garza made a pitch when he had to. What does pitch track think? Yeah, that was going to be a tough one to reach, even if you're looking out there. Espinosa didn't like the call, and a big pitch by the Brewers. Guarantee he's going up to look at it on video right now.
Jose Lobaton facing Garza for the first time. Good job of checking his swing there. Had a hit, a walk, couple of runs scored in the Atlanta series. Ball 2.
Well, imperative that Jose Lobaton gets an elevated fastball right here and gets it to the outfield. Might have been ball 3.
And that check swing by Danny Espinosa came back to hurt that AB. And as you've mentioned often, the pressure's on the pitcher here, not the hitter. Target in. Fastball up, 94.
I've also mentioned a lot of times that you have to seal the deal with nobody out, because as you know, one guy fails, the pressure falls on the next guy, he presses, and so on. So big pitch coming.
Power hitter on deck with 3 career home runs. And Lobaton goes on a pitch that would have easily been ball 3. 2 outs.
Well, he's not going to be happy with that at bat. I don't know that he saw a strike in the whole sequence. I mean, that's a case where Matt Garza threw, what, 5 balls, and Jose Lobaton swung at 3 of them. Look at pitch track. None of them close. And like I said, not going to be happy with that at bat.
Here's Gio. 2 hits, a homer, 2 RBIs this year. Well, maybe he'll make Garza throw in 3 strikes. That's about all he can do, unless he really gets a cookie down the middle. Make the pitcher earn it. And that ball is up the middle. Gene Segura to the bag. And the Nats fail to score. Bottom of the order, not able to produce an RBI in a scoreless game early.
And I'm watching the argument, and he said ball 4 a few times, and I think he's arguing that Danny Espinosa, the pitch to him was ball 4. That's what I...
Does this indicate that Matt has been tossed?
I don't see him on the bench right now, and I see Randy Knorr on the top step, and I can't imagine that he stayed in the game after this prolonged argument that we saw during the break, but gotta love a guy sticking up for his players, and he thought that pitch to Espinosa was outside. We said Danny would run into the clubhouse and check it out on video, and maybe he got the report that it was wide like we saw him pitch track and lost it. And here's the pitch we're talking about to Danny Espinosa. Big part of this ball game on pitch track. That would have been a tough one to reach. Didn't like the call, and I think the skipper's gone. I'm still looking down there. There's
no way a manager has a discussion like that about balls and strikes and is still in the game. So Matt Williams is ejected. And it's not like Matt Garza during that inning was attacking the strike zone.
He's all over the place.
To earn that call. That's what really hurts about the whole sequence.
That's the first time we've seen Matt Williams that fired up. And like I said, players like it when you stick up for him like that. And I'm sure Danny Espinosa appreciates it. Right, wrong, or indifferent, it doesn't matter. The skipper stood up for you. And all the guys in the gray uni definitely took note.
Reaching for that one is ARAMIS Ramirez and flying it to Ryan Zimmerman.
Only bad part of that thing for Matt is he's got to listen to us now for what, 8 more innings?
Well, he does have a choice of broadcast crews. Brian Anderson, our old friend, and Bill Schroeder, former big league catcher next door for the Brewers. He could go radio and listen to Charlie and Dave or Bob Uecker. So Randy Knorr, bench coach, and very capable of running a ball game. Very capable. Takes over here. And here's Chris Davis. Interesting story for the Brewers. He's kind of come out of nowhere to be their everyday left fielder. Started off the season on fire, had a bit of a hiccup, and now he's hot again. In his major league debut last year, he had 136 at bats in 56 games. Hit .279. Showed some power. 7th rounder, 09 out of Cal State Fullerton.
Yeah, pressing early in the year. He was hitting .219 as late as May 22nd. And he's on fire right now. .319, 9 home runs, 26 RBI in the month of June. Really been working on his balance and his timing. And he's been hitting the ball to right field with authority. That's his strength.
2-1 and a bouncer. Rendon came forward to make that a pretty simple play. 2 outs. A lot to talk about, Dan. Players on their way back. What's going on?
Guys, our PNC Bank minor league report concerns Bryce Harper and Wilson Ramos, who are down with single-A Potomac. Harper starting his rehab, Ramos continuing his rehab. It's his 3rd game as he works back from a hamstring injury. Harper is now out of the game. Got 2 plate appearances, went 1 for 1 with a walk, and he scored on Wilson Ramos's 3-run home run down the right field line, according to reports out of Woodbridge, Virginia. So both of those 2 guys making progress as they work their way back towards the Nationals roster.
Well, they're ready. Call them up. 3 for 4.
Well, it's Ramos' 2nd 3-run homer in the last 3 days.
And no offense to the guys they're in right now. They've done a great job, and you never want to whine about injuries as a ball club. But that last inning right there probably doesn't happen the same way it did with Bryce Harper and Wilson Ramos in the lineup. You know, not the best at bat by Jose Lobaton. He'd be the first one to tell you right there. He chased 3 balls. Probably a little amped up early in the series to drive those runs in and put his team on the board. But now, when you add Bryce Harper, Wilson Ramos to that lineup, where's the out? I mean, where's your, like I always say, your deep breath as a pitcher? You're going to have to redline to get through that thing every single time, and that's the value of having everybody healthy.
Well, Mark Reynolds has found another baseball life here in Milwaukee. He was with Cleveland, New York last year, Yankees. 2 years with the Baltimore Orioles before that, and Arizona for the previous 4 seasons. You know, you hear about kids in Virginia playing on these showcase teams. 2000, Mark Reynolds, Ryan Zimmerman, B.J. Upton, Justin Upton, and David Wright on the Virginia showcase team. Come on.
Yeah, I've asked those
guys. Did they ever lose an inning?
That's what I said. If they lost a game, their manager should have been fired.
Did they ever go in order?
They were 462-0 in their 3 years together.
Mark Reynolds does strike out a lot.
He also runs into some fastballs, and that was a good 3-1 change from Gio Gonzalez. Mark Reynolds hitting 193 against lefties this year, and Gio pulls the string behind in the count. Nice pitch.
On the Nissan pitch track. Mark Reynolds has hit 215 career home runs. 3-2 pitch. And he goes defensive and stays alive.
When I see guys, Carp, with better numbers against righties than lefties that are right-handed hitters, it tells me they don't like the ball close to him, because everything a lefty throws is coming into you, right? Guys that like the ball away and use the whole field usually hit better against righties because everything righties throw breaks away from them.
3-2 with 2 outs. Got him on a pitch way outside. Gio turned over a beautiful changeup, 84. So he has 2 Ks, 1 hit, no runs through 2. And the Nats, who've been frustrated once, get to bring the top of the order this time.
There on the right. And by the way, Mass and Dan and I are going out to the Zimmerman's tailgate tomorrow. We're going to cover it. We're bringing a camera with us, and we are going to check out the barbecue in the parking lot. But you can check out some fireworks at Nats Park. Freedom Fireworks nights on Wednesday, July 2nd after the Nats play the Rockies at 6:05. The Marine Corps Silent Drill Platoon will perform on the field before the Patriotic Theme Fireworks Show. Call 202-675-NATS or go to nationals.com/pyromaniac. No, fireworks. Just kidding. Oh, those Nata dudes are there. Probably got some bottle rockets in their back pocket right now.
One of us will remain in the ballpark tomorrow just in case. In case the unthinkable happens.
Can you tell the color analyst likes fireworks? I had all of them. Bottle rockets, bricks.
You and my oldest daughter need to get together on the 4th of July. That could be ugly.
Be safe.
Blow up the whole nation.
Got to be safe, though.
Yep.
Those wicks go quick.
Big curveball to DENARD Span. Top of the 3rd underway. Aramis Ramirez on the grass at 3rd. But deep at 1st is Mark Reynolds. And on the mound, a guy who hates bunts. Span turns on one. Right field. At the wall. And caught by Ryan Braun. Off the bat, looked like there was no way that was going to stay in the park. It just kind of got out there and came straight down.
I don't know if he got all of it. It had a funny sound to it. But you're still thinking to yourself, this is Miller Park and everything flies out of this yard. But Ryan Braun playing right field every bit as good as he played left field. Goes back to the fence and makes a nice play. And I don't think it had distance. It looked like he was short. Garza with the body language on the mound. He's wishing that ball in the park. So the bad news is the Nats haven't scored yet. The good news is they're seeing Matt Garza real well and hitting the ball hard.
Rendon and Worth the next two. They each grounded out first time. Garza's given up 7 home runs this year. Anthony has hit 11. Pulled the ball sharply first time to Ramirez at 3rd. Nasty breaking ball. Garza making his 5th career start against Washington. 0-1 with a high ERA of 6.41.
Trying to think to myself on the fly how Anthony Rendon did against the Cardinals at home and how he did against the Cardinals in St. Louis, because that would influence Mike Matheny's decisions. But if you don't know, usually managers call other managers and say, who's your guy? Who am I taking from your team? I've only seen you play 6 times this year, whatever it is. They'll call before the All-Star game and ask their opinion on their All-Stars and then make their decisions accordingly based on need and who they think will help them win that game, because, you know, like the slogan says, now it counts. Yeah, there's one. He's an all-star just for the runs he saved at first base this year, in my opinion. Offensive numbers aside.
Anthony Rendon in the series against St. Louis at home, and he gets a walk here. He had a base on balls, a homer, 2 RBIs, and in that series he went 4 for 16. And then, along with all the other bats, pretty quiet in St. Louis.
Well, it's something that's not commonly talked about amongst managers with the media. But I talked to Felipe Alou a number of years ago when he was a manager of the Giants, and he said that, you know, it's hard for managers to pick teams based on the number of games they see guys play. Although you have MLB Network now and ESPN, you see more highlights than ever, but they do call around and they do listen to your opinion.
Jayson Werth rifles one to right center. Rendon can turn and easily go to third base. Well, you've been talking about Jayson Werth starting to stay on the ball and take it the other way. That was picture perfect.
Well, that's where the hits are for Jayson Werth, and he's been spinning off balls a lot lately with the front side flying open, the hips flying open, chasing that curveball slider combination down away. But that's just beautiful right there. I mean, if he stays right there with that swing, and obviously way easier said than done up here, but if he stays right there, the hits are going to start coming big time for Jayson Werth. Nice piece of hit. Runners at the corners, 1 out. That's looking to do some damage again here in the 3rd.
Well, LaRoche already has an opposite field hit to his credit. Started off the 2nd inning when the Nats loaded the bases with nobody out. He's 3 for 4 career against Garza with that hit. Went up swinging that time. This time he IDs the diving breaking ball and lays off. Inside the numbers with Jeep. On base percentage, LaRoche from 418 to 420 with that swing last inning. Ball 2.
Lots of pitches through 2 1/3.
Great eye, 3-0.
Might be the same pitch that Danny Espinosa struck out on. See the location on pitch track. Maybe a little further outside, a little lower.
3-0. He's hacking, and it's a foul.
Is that Polka?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my Shazam out and get this one on my iTunes.
There's always roll out the barrel during the 7th inning stretch.
Love it. I love Milwaukee.
3-1 to LaRoche. Nasty curveball. Had him checking with Mark Wegner to ask if it would have been a called strike.
It's a pitch he only throws 9% of the time, but he pulled out a good one right there. 12-6 curveball. I'll get you thinking as a hitter when you see 3-1 off speed.
And then Garza was ready to nearly quick pitch him. LaRoche saw it, asked for time, and got out.
I like the shake off right here for a pitcher. It creates doubt in the pitcher's head. Look in and shake a few times.
And LaRoche will lift it to center. That ball's well hit. Gomez going back. It's gone. That's above the yellow line, and the Nationals lead 3-0. LaRoche, number 9. RBI total jumps up to 39.
All-star. Mark it down. Well, the good part, or the good news is the Nats are swinging the bats well, and they're hitting Garza hard. And the good news is they're up 3-0. So throw away last inning. It doesn't count. The Nats with a 3-0 lead on the 3-run tater by Adam LaRoche, and Matt Garza is having a struggle here tonight.
Well, he barely survived a span home run. Now Zimmerman takes ball 1.
Well, the 34-year-old you're looking at right there has never made an all-star team, and yeah, I'm going to start getting on my soapbox and get on that bandwagon. He deserves it.
That curveball, a strike. Wegner took a long look at it. 64th homer of the year by the Nats. Most of it by the infield. That total. And Zimmerman was ready for a fastball, tried to pull the trigger on one that was tailing in on him. It's an 8-foot wall around Miller Park.
Well, you got to hit it about 11 feet over that wall, because Carlos Gomez will take some homers from you, but he had none chance at that one.
Yeah, he didn't even have a chance to get back there. Zimmerman reaching for a breaking ball on 1-2. Gene Segura throws him out, 2 down.
I'm telling you, same recipe as the Nats had in San Francisco. Score early, take a big crowd out of it, and go into a first place ball club's ballpark and show them who's boss early.
He went down and got that breaking ball.
Off speed pitch, caught it out front. And that was a missile.
Here's Ian Desmond. And he takes a fastball in there. So he broke up at 2 for 16 with a base hit last inning. Loaded the bases with nobody out. And he gets a breaking ball and flies it down the right field line. Long way for Ryan Braun. He's got it. Nats are gone in the top of the 3rd, but plenty of damage. A 1-out walk to Rendon, the Worth base hit, and Adam LaRoche, number 9.
Gio Gonzalez now out for his 3rd inning of work. In his last outing, Gio walked 3 and threw 93 pitches in just 5 innings. That was in his first start back off the disabled list. Not great numbers, but pitching coach Steve McCaddy told me today that he actually liked how consistent Gio's arm slot was in that outing. And when he's got a consistent arm slot, It allows him to spot his fastball better and get on top of his curveball better, and that leads to better command. Now, Gio is never going to be a command type of pitcher, but if he can find that consistent arm slot, the results will probably be better than they were last time out. Earlier on in the season, before he went on the DL, Gio's mechanics were a little bit off, but McCaddy told me that he saw steps in the right direction his last time out. And so far for Gio, 2 scoreless innings against the Brewers tonight.
He's done that on 31 pitches, 21 strikes. And here's Gene Segura, the number 8 hitter.
Well, the challenge for Gio has always been to stay in that arm slot and keep his mechanics to a point where he can repeat them consistently throughout the game. The trouble comes when he loses that slot, and that's when you'll see Adam LaRoche come to the mound, Ian Desmond come to the mound, and try to counsel him through an inning. And they know the signs. You know, if he starts missing up and away, a lot of times Gio will look over to Adam at first base and give him that look, and Adam will come over and slow him down.
You don't want to walk the number 8 hitter with the pitcher coming up next. Segura hitting at .246, 1 for 3 career against Gio Gonzalez, who gets the outside corner with that.
And 153 this year against left-handed pitching.
294 in his first full big league season last year. Led all major leaguers with 44 infield hits. Stole 44 bases, second in the league. And he even missed 10 of the last 11 games because of a bad hamstring.
DC Lexus dealers are donating $250 to the Children's National Medical Center for every Tater and Nats player hits this season. Lexus, the pursuit of perfection.
And a base hit out to center. Gio made him earn his way on to lead off the third. That's Milwaukee's second base hit. Bunt opportunity for Matt Garza, who has 3 sacrifices this year.
Number 22, Matt Garza.
He squared around late and took a strike.
So this is his 16th start of the year, and he has 3 sacrifices. That's not a great stat. He might get one down right here, but you'd think he'd have more.
This time squares early, and he did pull it back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He almost did what Tanner Roark did yesterday, the jab at it, pull it back thing, and Tanner got called for a strike.
Yeah, that was very close. And LaRoche will get to it. That's a good bunt. 3-4 on the sacrifice to Danny Espinosa.
Summer Catch. Actually, one of my favorite movies about the Cape Cod League. Nationals Summer Catch 4-packs are now available. Pick any 3 Nationals games to get a 4th game, plus a new era cap for free. Visit nationals.com/summer to get your pack.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I like that.
Cape Cod League?
Yeah. Rickie Weeks, the hitter.
Had nothing to do with Jessica Biel. It was all about the baseball.
Oh, she was in that?
I think. Not sure. I can't remember.
I get a number of scorebook orders every year from young announcers going up to the Cape Cod League to start their broadcasting careers on radio. And like the players, some of them stay with families up there. It's a very cool deal.
Played there. It was fun.
I think our buddy from up the road, Buck Showalter, is in the Cape Cod League Hall of Fame.
Well, I hit 200 that summer, so there's no way I'm in that.
Yeah, Jessica wouldn't have given you a second look.
I mean, it's fun.
Unless you had a convertible or something.
I mean, it's fun for college players. You get to go there and you stay with the host family, you play against the best players in the country. I was a greenskeeper at a golf course. We used to get up at 6 in the morning and park our golf cart in the woods and sleep till about 10. We had to rake the sand traps every morning. That was our job.
Runner going, and stealing third is Gene Segura as Gio ignored him. Then he threw a breaking ball that Lobaton had no chance to handle.
Well, we told you the Brewers are very aggressive on the base pass. They'll take the run until they tag your offense to a whole new level. And as soon as Gio turned his head, Segura took off and got a great jump. And it didn't matter what the pitch was, but that is a big league lip skid right there.
His arms folded right under him there. Did they maybe bake the infield too hard with those lights today?
Maybe. I've done that before. Your hands roll up underneath you and your face goes right in the ground. It's not a good feeling to get that cheese grater effect on your face.
Another great head first slide. He's at third base with one out.
Maybe the Zimmer mitt he's got on had something to do with it.
And Ricky Weeks pops it up.
Because you can't use your hands as the brakes. You know, when you slide head first, you're supposed to get your fingers up in the air and you feel for the base, but I think one of those, the Zimmer mitt rolled up underneath him, and that's why he went. Watch the Zimmer mitt. See it go up underneath? That was the problem. It rolled up underneath him, and then he went big time lip skid. The guy in left field probably noticed that from all the way out there.
He's got what appears to be contusions on his left forearm. Looks like that infield just kind of chewed up under his arm there. 2-2 pitch now. Gio needs a strikeout, and he didn't get it.
You see the reaction from Gio, and he thought that was a strike.
Mercedes will check it. Yeah, it's pretty roundhouse stayed out there.
Well, I think he saw Ricky Weeks going back to the dugout, and that's why he wanted the call more than maybe the pitch itself, which was pretty good. But he saw Weeks, and Weeks thought it was a strike.
3-2 now. Another base runner as he walks Weeks. First and third, and here comes Ian Desmond to take a few steps in toward his pitcher.
Well, the signs I talk about that with Adam LaRoche and Ian Desmond are just the reaction that Gio Gonzalez showed to the curveball. They'll come in, they'll talk to him, they'll counsel him and try to cool him off.
Ryan Braun has hit into 6 double plays this year. Gio struck him out on a pitch in the dirt first time up.
But he is looking for that shutdown inning, and he's going to have to go to his A+ stuff for that to happen.
Yeah, and you know what the Brewers are thinking? They want this guy to get a hold of one and tie this thing up. They live with the home run. They've hit 81 this year. Second to Colorado's 92. And a great curveball by Gio gets him ahead.
Braun not seeing the curveball from Gonzalez so far. He took one of the worst swings I've ever seen him take, quite frankly, for strike 3. First time up.
Well, in the last 3 years, 540-17 with him. And then without him, 2 games under 500. He was suspended for the last 65 games last year. And the Brewers ended up 74-88, 23 games out of first place. Changeup, 83 diving away, strike 2.
Good job of getting right back in the zone. First pitch curveball, second pitch changeup. And Braun is showing Gio Gonzalez that he wants to swing. Very aggressive so far here tonight.
Double play in order with 1 out, runners at the corners. Got him, low again. Great sequence by Gio Gonzalez for the second out.
when a hitter, regardless of who it is and what their status is, if he comes up in an RBI situation, and a lot like Jose Lobato did in the second inning for the Nationals, if they show you they're going to force the issue and they're going to be ultra aggressive with you, there's no need to throw them a strike. You 0-2 them, and what I mean by that is you treat every pitch like it's an 0-2 count, and you bounce stuff, you throw stuff out of the zone, because they're showing you that they're anxious, and Gio Gonzalez took advantage of that right there with Ryan Braun.
Oh, here comes their toughest guy now. Breaking ball to the outside corner. LUCROY first time got a pitch away and just grounded it through the right side of the infield. And he still has a lot of room over there, even more now with LaRoche holding Weeks.
It's not a bad miss by Gio right there. Changes eye line a little bit. Might open up the curveball right here in a 1-1 count. Show him something up high right in his eyes, and then you start that curveball in the same spot and drop it in.
Fastball up, and LUCROY back slightly off to the right side.
Boy, I got to work on my foul balls. I lost that completely in the windows.
Yeah, I saw that one I caught here a couple years ago.
Yeah, but the windows weren't like they are right now. I mean, it's like dusk out there. I had no idea where that baseball was.
This whole ballpark, we feel like it's twilight everywhere in the booth, on the field. It's just a weird look to the ballpark today here. We should have seen this place this morning. You couldn't see. It's higher than about 10 or 12 stories on any of the downtown buildings. It was completely shrouded in fog.
Still foggy. They had a spaceship on the field at 1:30 today. I mean, it's just weird.
Yeah, it's eerie.
The hotel's haunted. Other than that, it's great here.
3 guys with Harleys can park wherever they want.
Preferred parking. I like the spot that Toyota got in right center. That guy must be a big deal.
1-2 pitch up. LUCROY fights it off.
That guy's a big deal. I don't know who he is. Maybe the owner of the ball club, but that's a good parking spot. I mean, that's where you park at Nats Park. It's just not that high where fans can see it.
Well, we would never want to block anybody's view of the field.
No. Especially not with your 78 Ford Pinto. There's Bernie Brewer.
Never seems to age. Long inning here. 1-2 to LUCROY.
It's because he uses Brewtox. Yeah. He can just stay right up there as far as I'm concerned for about 3 more days.
Yeah, it looks to me like there are certain guys get in the batter's box if he tries to get loose. Diagonal line from bell high away to up and in. 1 pitch way upstairs. And the count's still 1-2 after all this, with runners at the corners, 2 outs. LUCROY spoils another.
But he sees his approach like he did first time up with 2 strikes, thinking about going the other way.
Here comes pitch number 7 of this AB. Dangerously down the line was Segura.
Well, I'm telling you, they look for an extra 90 feet. That's how they do it. That's how their manager, Ron Renneke, has taught them. They're very aggressive on the base pass. And we already talked to you about in Colorado last series, they scored 3 runs on 1 wild pitch. The ball went to the screen. Both runners scored. The runner from second and third scored. And I forget who was on first base. It might have been Segura. And he just kept rolling around third base. Somebody had their head down, and he scored too.
Now it's 3-2. Just worthy of note, the fact that the man in the on-deck circle is 1 for 8 career against Gio Gonzalez.
So he's also their best hitter. So if you're,
I'm not saying pitch around LUCROY, but throw him a quality pitch and see what happens.
If you're feeling good about your changeup, and Gio's thrown a couple good ones today, as a hitter, you're thinking fastball, and that's the pitch that looks just like it.
He goes with that breaking ball, and LUCROY is having quite an at-bat here. He's got Gio Gonzalez heading for 60 pitches in the 3rd inning of this game.
Me and Desmond just ran in and said something real quick to Gio Gonzalez. I wonder if it had something to do with pitch selection. If you throw the changeup, it has to look like a strike.
That was 92.
Pitch number 60 coming from Gio Gonzalez already here in the 3rd. And it's not because he's wild. It's the Brewers are giving him a fight, especially right here, right now.
So pitch number 11 coming. And they just move Adam LaRoche off the bag at first. 3-2 count with 2 outs. Playing behind Ricky Weeks. Just close enough to tap the glove a time or 2 maybe. And the bases are loaded. One of the great opponent at-bats of the year seen by the Nats.
That's Steve McCanny going to come out and talk to Gio Gonzalez. And it's a tricky situation for the Nationals. You got Carlos Gomez coming up, a guy that swings at the first pitch more than anybody in baseball, by far. And with the bases loaded, the tendency or the necessity is to throw a first pitch strike, but I don't think you do it right here. And that goes against everything you're taught as a pitcher. You could go ahead and throw a ball right here to Carlos Gomez and miss, because you'd think, based on the stats alone, that he's swinging. And just like we showed you earlier, it's not just first pitch fastball that he kills, it's first pitch anything. You know, usually guys are first pitch fastball hitters, but he's first pitch anything hitter.
Bounced out to Rendon, first time up.
That's since 2012. First pitch fastball, 361. First pitch off speed, 434. And look at the slugging percentages. So, whatever you're doing at home, this is the pitch you want to see right here, right now.
'84 on the changeup. And it kind of squirted off to the right side.
Interesting that Jose Lobaton went taps instead of signals. He tapped. Watch this. No numbers, no fingers.
And then time given. On the pitch away. Zimmerman waiting for it. And Gio goes the distance in the third and gets out of a big-time jam.
It's a shutdown inning. It's exactly the way he drew it up.
Took a while.
It's 3-0. We're in the top of the fourth inning. Adam LaRoche, one story, the 3-run home run, his ninth in the third, but the big story so far is Matt Williams in his first major league ejection. And it was because of that pitch of Danny Espinosa. You see right there, Mark Wagner from the dugout between innings, tossed at Matt Williams. And then Nats fans, everybody watching this game got to see the fury of the big Marine right there. That's the first time we've seen Matt Williams snap. And you know, it means a lot as a manager to back up your players like that. It also means a lot when you snap like that once in a while, because an umpire knows if you're going to do that, that you have a legitimate gripe. If you're one of those managers that's always barking at umps and always coming out on the field, they don't take you seriously. But when you come out and you do that once in a while like Matt Williams just did, I'm sure it's got Mark Wagner thinking a little bit about that call.
Top of the fourth inning. You know, Matt Garza, his pitch count's 52 through 3 innings. Gio at 62. So it's been no picnic for him either. He's walked a couple, given up 4 hits already. And he struck out Espinosa looking on that controversial call. That ball out to center. Pretty well hit. Gomez going back, and he'll grab it right in front of the track. 1 out.
All right, you know the drill. Get your cell phone out. Take a photo. Hashtag it MASSonFanPhotos. You get a chance to have it shown on a broadcast. That's brought to you by AT&T. We'll show you one later tonight.
Lobaton and then Gio here in the fourth. Garza had a 1-2-3 first. Bases loaded in the second. A walk, single, home run given up in the third. Now, Brewers will give up some home runs. That one that LaRoche hit, the 87th of the year they've given up. Most in the National League. 87. The Nats have given up 47.
Well, that's a byproduct of playing half of your games in this yard right here.
And the guy the Nats are facing Wednesday, former National Marco Estrada, has given up 24 himself. That's 7 more than any other pitcher in the league. Wade Miley, 17. And Lobaton caught looking, 2 outs. Strikeout number 4 for Matt Garza. Nissan will track it.
Fastball away and a late call by Mark Wagner. Pretty good pitch by Garza, though. Right on the black. Perfect pitch. Got the call.
Here's Gio, who made contact after the bases were loaded in the second. Bounced out to short to end that inning.
Actually hit the mound with the ground ball. It looked like it was ticketed for center field. Ball hit the side of the mound and deflected right to Segura.
Tried to make it 4-0 on a first pitch ambush. He likes to air it out. That's unreachable. 84 breaking down on him. 0-2. Only problem here is Gio, who just threw 31 pitches in the third inning, is not due for much of a breather here. 2 quick outs and then he's got a hit.
Garza upset with himself. Tells him to stay back. He's jumpy.
And that'll do it for the Nats. They go in order for the second time tonight. 5 in a row for Garza since the LaRoche home run. The difference in this 3-0 game.
When you look at what happened, a leadoff single, a sacrifice bunt, a walk, and another walk. So bases loaded, 1 out, and a 3-pitch get your glove to Ryan Braun. Change up, curveball, change up, and then Jonathan LUCROY with an epic battle. He won on a close pitch for ball 4, and he got Carlos Gomez to fly out to Ryan Zimmerman to end it. But a nice job of battling by Gio Gonzalez to get out of that third inning unscathed. Nicely done.
Yeah, now just moments later, right back out on the mound. Hondadua, Brewers bottom 4, and against lefties since the beginning of last year. 2 300 hitters, and then Mark Reynolds, who never hits 300, but when he makes contact, look out. Aramis Ramirez flied to left first time. He's hit 377 with 17 RBIs in 18 games since coming off the disabled list. Always been a good hitter. Early career with the Pirates. He was in Chicago for 9 years with the Cubs before signing a 3-year deal through this season. He and the ball club have a mutual option for next year. Had a strained left hamstring back in May. And a very uncertain swing on a pitch up, 91.
2 uncertain swings. And if you're Jose Lobaton and Gio Gonzalez, you might think about climbing the ladder and throwing one higher if you can execute that plan.
There they go up there. Better get it upstairs, because this guy at the age of 35, and he has a birthday in 2 days. Still hacking pretty well. Had a lot of knee problems last year. That's a breaking ball that strikes him out, and he will be tagged out by Lobaton. And for Gio Gonzalez, strikeout number 4. Ryan Braun twice, Mark Reynolds, and now Aramis Ramirez.
I mean, we always talk about reading swings, and the swings will tell you about the stuff. A lot of times the center field camera doesn't really show you how accurately a guy's stuff is with movement, and obviously you can't see life because you're not standing in the batter's box. But you know, based on the swings the Brewers are taking tonight off of Gio Gonzalez, his stuff is electric, whether it be the fastball, the curveball, or the change. You've seen some funky swings from a good hitting ball club.
First pitch, that'll help. Rendon a couple of crow hops, and he throws out Chris Davis for the second time.
All right, bring your group to Nats Park. Call everyone you know, all your contacts in your phone, all your Facebook friends, all the people that follow you on Twitter, and get them in one big group. Tickets start at just $9 for groups of 25 or more. So make up some friends. Come to Nats Park and we'll give you a discount. A couple of Nata dudes came up from D.C. for the series. The guy on the left is obviously confused with the Brewers hat and a Nationals t-shirt on. I don't know what he's thinking.
They were looking very businesslike, and the people in front of them very concerned. Mark Reynolds. The highest Mark Reynolds has ever hit while having a full big league season was 260 with the D-backs in 09. And he hit 44 home runs that year, drove in 102. But he hasn't hit higher than 221 since. But look out if he runs into one. 2-1.
I mean, if you're Zimmerman with 2 ends, there's no way you go Brewers hat, Nats t-shirt, right? It's all Nats, especially tomorrow night.
That's a good looking changeup.
I mean, I guess my point is that guy with the Nats shirt on and the Brewers hat couldn't be one of the Zimmermans with 2 ends.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think so. They wouldn't do that.
By the way, Jordan career against the Brewers 4-0 with a 2.19.
Yeah, Brewers hat, Nats shirt, obviously multiple personality disorder. Very confused.
And the man with the pretzel oblivious. We are in the bottom of the 4th with 2 outs here. And a full count. Be nice for Gio to get a 1-2-3. But he won't. That'll be his 3rd walk. All of them in the last 2 innings. And that'll bring in the always tough, no matter where he hits in the order, Gene Segura. He's had to use that curveball a lot, hasn't he?
Yeah, and the changeup too. The curveball's been spectacular, but the changeup percentage up. Usually it's 65% fastball and 14% change.
That's how you neutralize some big right-handed hitters.
I think, and there's one right there, that it's a field pitch for Gio. When he's feeling it like he is tonight, he wears it out, and rightly so. It's a very good pitch. But some days he just ditches it because he just doesn't have a good feel for it.
And Segura swinging from the heels. 0-2, trying to do some damage ahead of the pitcher here.
We talk about the lineup all the time, getting Harper and Ramos back. You get 2012 Gio back. Where's the let up in the rotation? Not there.
When you have a day off.
Definitely not Doug Fister. Definitely not Jordan Zimmerman.
Runner going.
That was
Lobaton late. And yeah, you're wondering what was wrong with the pitch. And Mark Reynolds surprises the Nats with a stolen base, and that is his 5th of the year in 6 attempts.
Sometimes the catcher will block out the umpire for the pitch. Let's look at the Reynolds jump. He just guessed and went first move right there, stole it easily. Well, not easily. My bad on that call. And did the curveball come back? It did. Good tag by Espinosa to make that a lot closer than you thought it was going to be.
Well, you don't want to give Segura anything. He can drive into the outfield now. That steal changes your approach to this batter, doesn't it? Pitcher on deck, 2 outs. Now a runner in scoring position.
With a 3-run lead, I don't think so. Get 2 strikes, go right after. Nice block. Spike curveball right there from Gio. Lobato getting over. Nice job of getting that glove in front of him.
Now the runner goes to third.
This is definitely going to be a wild pitch, you'd think. I don't know if you look at that in slow motion. It looks a lot easier than it was, but that was a tough pitch to handle.
So the wild pitch puts Reynolds at third, 2 outs. Full count to Segura now. And a ball popped weakly into short right. So Espinosa puts that one away, and Gio puts his 4th 0 on the board. Top of the 5th. Span, Rendon, and Worth. The Nats by 3. Long 4 innings, quite a battle for Gio. He's done well to keep this good hitting ball club off the board. First of 3 here, 4 in Chicago. Here's our next 5 tomorrow. Gio tonight, and then it's Jordan Zimmerman, Giovanni Gallardo tomorrow. Steven Strasburg and Marco Estrada on Wednesday afternoon at Chicago Thursday. 4 o'clock game Friday, and then we are carrying game 1 of the split doubleheader at 1 o'clock Washington time on Saturday. The evening game will be on Fox. And an off day Sunday because of a pride parade in Chicago that necessitated the Sunday doubleheader. So here we go, top of the 5th inning. Span, Rendon, and Worth. DENARD pinned Ryan Braun up against the right field fence last time, and he pops this one up to left for Chris Davis.
So double header on Saturday. First game's Mass and second game is Fox. You going to go bleacher second game?
My plans at this time are undisclosed.
I mean, are you that big of a deal in Chicago that we can't tell them?
I may be not in Chicago.
Oh, all right. I thought it was for security purposes. Well, that makes sense with the off day on Sunday, of course.
Nobody cares what I'm doing for game 2.
I do.
Rendon 0 for 1, a walk and a run scored. Good slider. Garza, 6 in a row since the LaRoche home run 2 innings ago. And you get a hitter 0-2, you can throw him your pitch and have him reaching, and that's what Matt Garza did. 2 quick outs.
See the average pitches per game. But he's a guy that's a lot like Gio with the mechanics. When he's downhill and kind of staying on line, he gets that downward tilt on his fastball. He's far more effective. When he spins out of there, he misses high, and that's when opponents take advantage, just like Gio. Gio gets a lot of rotation in his upper half at times, and the shoulder flies and the fastball and the release point change.
Well, speaking of spinning out or not, in that case, great swing last time by Jason Worth. Stayed on a pitch away and hit it really well with authority to right center. They got Rendon over to third base before the LaRoche blast. Now he pulls one with authority. Segura, long throw, pulls his man off the bag, and Worth is safe. They could give him a hit.
They did.
So that could be big. LaRoche gets an AB here.
Well, long throw for Segura, and he just a little double tap in his glove might have been the difference. Throw runs up the line. Jason Worth looking like he might have beat it anyways. Watch a little double tap right there. That's all it took. When you go in the hole with an above average runner, you got to get rid of it quick and be on target. And just that little extra hesitation to get the right grip is the difference in that play.
Adam LaRoche 2 for 2. And against Matt Garza now career 4 for 5 with 2 home runs. His 3-run shot last time, the Nats' 7th 3-run homer of the season. They've hit a couple of grand slams. LaRoche previously had a 3-run blast against the Rangers May 31st. And now Adam LaRoche looking for double-digit home runs. It's a breaking ball toward the outer half.
It just goes to show you how clean you have to be in the hole. Watch the double tap right here. He goes in, doesn't get it. It takes 2 times for him to get the ball out. And at the highest level, you have to be perfectly clean when you go to the backhand. If you don't, the runner's going to be safe, and that's the difference really between the minor leagues and the major leagues. You know, in the minor leagues, you can, double tap maybe a few times and still get rid of it and get guys with an accurate throw because the game doesn't move as fast. Not every runner's as fast as Jason Worth. And in the big leagues, you have to do it perfect every time when you go that far away.
Hitters count. And just up and in a bit.
Well, we always say just put 3-2 count on the board and save everybody a lot of time. And Adam LaRoche at bat, he got a 3-2 slider, 85 miles an hour. Bottom of his power zone and got all of it. And you saw the body language from Garza. He knew that that ball was out of here.
And a 2-2, and LaRoche pulls it right over to Mark Reynolds. The Nats will be gone in the top of the 5th. Gio Gonzalez back to work. Garza due to lead off. We're just west of downtown Milwaukee. And right now, the Nats on Brought to you by Coons. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. Oh, there's that movie, and Desmond dropped on us yesterday. A fantastic play that was. That was on Chris Johnson for the third out in the second inning. Told you earlier we're going to show you some numbers about how the defense had improved. Nearly an error per game. The first better than a month and a half of the season. And then lately things have really been tightened up.
Yeah, I think initially a lot of the infielders were overwhelmed with the pronounced shifts they were put in. And they've changed their approach to shading more than shifting, meaning they're not moving as far. And you see the results. They're making more plays. They're more consistent. I don't know if there's more hits going through the infield or not. I don't have that number, but the errors are definitely down.
And that's a number that's good enough for most of us, because the pitchers sure appreciate that. The unearned runs have just gone way down. 1-1 from Gio to Garza. He was pumping. Well, the Nats will face a good hitting pitcher tomorrow night, Giovanni Gallardo, with 12 career home runs. Little off-speed pitch, and Gonzalez over to cut it off. Well done by Gio for the first out. Bottom 5. Weeks and Braun now the next 2. Brewers have won 4 in a row. As that Pete told you, they've come off a very good road trip, Arizona and Colorado. Nats have been to Phoenix. They'll go to Denver, their first road trip after the All-Star break. In fact, I think the Brewers are in D.C. just out of the break for 3. And then the Nats go to Colorado, Cincinnati, and Miami. 3 of the closest cities together in the country.
I swear, some of the road trips, you think the schedule makers just put a map up on the wall, get a dart out, and throw it. Oh, that's close to Denver. Let's send them there.
Let's play pin the tail on the nation.
Throw the dart again, and it lands in Ohio, and let's send them to Cincinnati, and then throw it again, and it hits Cuba, and we'll send them to Florida.
That might be my favorite of the year. Denver, Cincinnati, Miami. One ball, one strike. Rickie Weeks a fly ball to center and a walk. Well, a lot of pitches tonight for Gio, but he could still get through 6 here. He has an efficient 5th inning. It took him 18 pitches last inning because of the walk to Reynolds and a long at bat by Segura before Gio got him. What matters right now, and you want the result, and the result so far so good. Just want Gio to be throwing the ball well, because it's a long haul ahead.
I mean, fastball commands everything for Gio Gonzalez. And once he has that, if the changeup is working, he goes from a good pitcher to a dominant pitcher. All of his great outings that I've seen throughout his career, especially this year, has been when he's throwing the changeup for a strike. But to do that, he has to establish the fastball first. But when he throws the changeup and he's throwing it for strikes like that right there, it is a tough ride for any opponent. And he has got it going on here tonight.
Strikeout number 5. How about what he's done to Ryan Braun twice tonight, and the second time with 2 men on base?
Well, the reason we're showing you is it exemplifies the stuff that Gio has tonight. This is one of the better hitters in the National League, and he has taken some weird swings. And the reason he's taken weird swings is not because he's in a bad way. It's because of the stuff that Gio's featuring tonight. I mean, last time up, it was a 3-pitch get your glove on a changeup, a curveball, and a changeup.
Braun 1 for 8 career against Gio. And he misses with 91, low and in. Something about Gio and the NL Central.
Is it the time zone, you think?
I don't know, but it's weird this year. The Nats are 4-10 against the Central. They have winning records against everybody else. 4 over against the East, 5 over against the West, and a game over in Interleague. And ball rocked down the left field line. And Ryan Braun's going to have an extra base hit with 2 outs to get Jonathan LUCROY into the batter's box. That's Ryan Braun's 15th double of the year to go with 3 triples and 10 home runs.
Not a bad pitch. 2-0 changeup from Gio down the zone, but it just went right onto his barrel on the inner half. The changeups that he's had success with Braun early in this game were down and away.
So the second inning remains his only 1-2-3. Here's LUCROY, who had an epic 11-pitch at bat last time before walking to load the bases in the third, and then Gio got Carlos Gomez to fly out to left. So that was a defining moment for him. He had singled back in the first, going the other way. And a fastball to get ahead. And with that base hit in the first inning in mind, Adam LaRoche is about 25 feet off the line at first. And they were playing him that way before, but I think Adam may be a little further this time. 0-1 the count. Boy, you can just tell he is a hitter locked in. '28 multi-hit games this year, leads the National League. Tied for first in hits, second in batting average, second in doubles. Breaking ball, a beauty.
It's another thing Gio's done well here tonight against the Brewers is throwing the curveball for strikes. Establish that thing in the zone. It allows you to bounce it with 2, and hitters have to commit.
One and 2. Fastball up and a fly ball to right center that'll play for DENARD Span. Gio Gonzalez battling and battling through 5 innings in a hitter's park against the second best team hitting in the league.
Taking some ground balls at third base for the first time. Talked to him after that, said it felt good over there. And then, as he does in every ballpark first day in, take some off the wall to get an idea of how it plays down in the left field corner. That's key for any left fielder that comes into a ballpark for the first time. So Ryan Zimmerman, utility man, super utility man, as I called him today. And I said, your thoughts about, you know, maybe coming in and playing a little bit of third base? And he said, I'm just employee number 11 here. I do what they tell me.
Great line.
Yes. I think that sums up Ryan, right? He just wants to win. He doesn't care.
I just work here. Zimmerman 0 for 1 with a walk.
The one thing I would say as a former utility player, that if you had high stress about your shoulder and how it feels in the throws at third base playing there every day, it might be even more stressful to play there once in a while.
That's a fair ball from near the bag of Ramirez. 6th inning underway. Nats box, big time opportunity in the second. When LaRoche and Desmond singled around, a walk by Zimmerman, but Garza went to work, retired Espinosa, Lobaton, and Gio. Didn't work out for him in the third after Span pinned Braun up against the wall. The Rendon walk, the Worth base hit, and Adam LaRoche straightaway center. Ball hit about 5 or 6 feet above the 400 mark, right on the batter's eye out there, and that's where we're at, 3-0. Garza, bunch of first pitch breaking balls here, and he's throwing them for strikes. He's given up only 1 hit, a Worth chopper to deep short since that home run. Top of the hour. Nice evening in Milwaukee. Panels open in the outfield. We can actually see the lights in the distance tonight. No fog in the area. They had 5 inches of rain over here last Wednesday night, overnight, and it caused severe flooding. They couldn't pump water out of the city fast enough into the lake. Big time problem they had here. And the place has been saturated.
Somehow I'm thinking they found a way to convert it to beer.
Even Miller's tanks were full. Well, they can open the panels even when the roof's closed. Man, when it's a Sunday afternoon here later in the summer and it's hot, this is an absolute launching pad.
Very interesting to see if they have it open on Wednesday. The hitters talk about how bad the shadows are here for day games and seeing the ball at home plate.
Well, where you're looking at those windows, first base, the sun comes right through there late in the afternoon.
Somewhere in the Nats clubhouse, Steven Strasburg is saying, yeah, I think they should have the roof open on Wednesday.
Pray for sun.
I'm all for that.
Then it's on to Wrigley. Yeah, looking from left field through those windows is right out to the west here. And it is brutal. 1-2 to Ian Desmond, who has a base hit to left, fly ball to right. And a heartbreaking ball in the dirt strikes him out. Garza, number 6.
Well, that's a good one, folks. The lines will be around the corner as they usually are, but this one looks like it could be fun. The Bryce Harper bobblehead, June 30th, 7:05 against the Rockies. First 25,000 fans get to see Bryce's bobblehead, his helmet off. I like the idea.
He could be in the lineup. Whoa, it's a week from tonight. He's rehabbing.
I'm in. I just saw something on Twitter that Wilson Ramos is a triple shy of the cycle tonight. He's ready. Call him up.
I say if he's got a single, double, and a home run, sit him down. Give him the rest of the night off. Not sure we want him trying to leg out a 3-bagger. But he has swung the bat well there. Garza, some kind of breaking ball going right now. Everybody thinks they can get to it, and it's just falling right off the table.
Well, it's a big league veteran adjustment that he's made out there after he had a rocky couple of innings. Second inning rough, but he got out of it. In the third inning, he was trying to wiggle out of it, but Adam LaRoche got him for a 3-run jack.
He's trying to retire his 11th batter out of the last 12. He goes with a fastball. That was a late swing by Espinosa just to stay alive. Matt Garza, career 71 and 71. His 207th start. Career earned run average 3.85 coming in. Pitch count could keep him around until his next at bat comes around, and that still could be 2 innings away. Milwaukee's pitching staff, 3.64 ERA. That's 9th in the National League. So they survive on adequate pitching. A good closer in KHRIS, Francisco Rodriguez, who leads the league with 25 saves. But he, that's Rick Kranitz alongside his manager there, but he kind of tweaked his ankle a little bit in Colorado over the weekend.
Yeah, I heard he was going to be off today.
Yeah, Will Smith would be their closer if it happened that way. But evidently K-Rod, after going Carlos Marmol for a couple of years and unable to control that slide, that big curveball on the slider, has done a great job for Ron Renicky. They're 47 and 30. Oakland is 47 and 29. Two wins more than the Giants have, these Brewers. Espinosa on a pitch up, strikes out. So that is 11 of 12 for Matt Garza. Strikeout number 7. Gio has to continue to be tough.
Worth a couple of base knocks. Adam LaRoche with the big base knock, a 3-run tater to straightaway center field, his 9th on the year. But Gio Gonzalez has battled and fought and scrapped and done a great job so far in this baseball game. And when faced with adversity, he's gone to the off speed, getting Ryan Braun with a curveball, then Mark Reynolds with a changeup, and another changeup right there to Braun. So Gio Gonzalez's off speed tonight, in my mind, has been the story. The fastball for a strike and the off speed for a ball when he wants it. But he has been dominating here, and the bullpen for the Nats, the same. They've been dominating all year. Matt Sedan has a little bit more on them.
Guys, Craig Stammen, a guy who probably doesn't get nearly as much credit as he deserved, worked 3 of the 4 games in the National Series against the Braves. Thursday, he worked the 9th inning in a loss. Friday, he pitched the 8th and 9th, kept it a 2-run game, allowing Anthony Rendon to tie it in the bottom of the 9th. Sunday, he came on in the 6th, got out of a jam, then worked a perfect 7th. Not many relievers provide that type of versatility or allow their managers to go to them in such a wide variety of roles. I asked Matt Williams how that impacts his usage of the bullpen overall. He said Stammen's resilient. He can throw 30 pitches and then be able to go the next day. but the Nationals also trust him in late game situations with the game tight. He's not just a typical long inning reliever, guys. He also doesn't care about what inning it is. He just cares about doing his job, getting outs, and passing the line to the next guy.
Thursday night, Stammen 17 pitches, 12 strikes. Friday night, 19 pitches, 13 strikes. And then yesterday, Craig Stammen goes 15 pitches, 11 strikes. He got the night off Saturday thanks to Fister.
But there's a theme, right? Ryan Zimmerman doesn't care where he plays. Craig Stammen doesn't care where he pitches. Everybody all in to win, and they don't care about themselves a lot. Tell you a lot about this ball club and how they think.
Gomez on 3-1. What's he doing with a 3-1 count? And that was right in there. Count goes full. Carlos Gomez trying to walk. Nissan will track it.
Well, 72 strikeouts this year, but he does have 23 walks, and yeah, he was going for 24, but that's not going to happen.
Nope. Rendon throws him out. Carlos Gomez, with an 18-game hitting streak, is 0 for 3.
35-game on base streak, and he hasn't reached yet.
A hit in the first by LUCROY, a hit in the third by Segura, and a double in the fifth by Ryan Braun. So Gio's been on the stretch quite a bit because he's given up 3 walks, but he's had nights like this where command may not be where he wants it to be, but he remains unhittable. Aaron Barrett.
Well, we talked about it in the Open tonight. These are the kind of teams that Gio Gonzalez flourishes against. The Oakland A's of the world, they give him trouble because they're going to take a lot of pitches and go deep into counts. When Gio's effectively wild, it's against very aggressive teams that are going to force the issue, and you've seen it time and time again from the Brewers here tonight against Gio. They're not trying to work walks, they're trying to do damage. Those teams frustrate Gio, the ones that are patient.
And he loses the release point on that curveball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Aramis Ramirez has flied to left and struck out swinging. Former Nat Tom Gorzalani. How good was he 2 years ago?
Very.
They have Zach Duke in their bullpen as well.
Sidearm Zach Duke. Wait till you see that.
Yeah. 4 lefties, 4 righties, an 8-man bullpen, and only 4 guys on their bench. Ramirez swinging from the heels on 3-1.
Sidearm Zach Duke, that's 4-0 with a 1.53 ERA. He was a non-roster minor league invite to camp.
Good for him.
And he has flourished in the Brewers bullpen.
Close on 3-2, and Gio turns his back on the umpire. And here comes Ian Desmond. 1 on, 1 out. Chris Davis coming up.
Ian Desmond comes in minor emergencies. If it's a 4-alarm blaze, it's Adam LaRoche. So Ian Desmond just comes in real quick to tighten him up. But when the wheels are coming off and it's code 3, it's that guy right there.
Every fire chief needs an assistant.
Yeah. I mean, he would calm me down. I need him up here in the booth sometimes.
No.
Yeah. Let's make a trip to the booth. Hey, you all right, partner? That's what he calls me now, by the way, partner, since he came up to the booth with us that day. What's up, partner?
Chris Davis, 2 ground balls to Rendon. Man, these guys take some swings. Davis has hit 13 home runs.
You can see the approach, and the bottom hand comes off the bat. He swung so hard.
Number 111 coming. And that's perfect, tailing to the outside edge. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chris Davis has hit into 7 double plays this year. Gio at times not really a double play guy. It's that curveball down in the dirt. Somebody might hit one at somebody. But that pitch is up. And it's over to the what they call the loge level here on the right side.
It's a great yard.
Capacity 41,900, just a little bit bigger than Nationals Park. 2001 Miller Park opened up. And a 1-2.
I was talking to Adam in batting practice today. Saying, I hope you guys realize how spoiled you are in this ballpark. I said the old ballpark had lips on the infield where the grass met the dirt. The infield was actually not level at times. The outfield was hilly. And then this place is Augusta National compared to the old place.
County Stadium was rough. That's a breaking ball that gets a grounder. Espinosa will turn the 6-4-3. Ian Desmond got it going, and Gio Gonzalez, 6 of the gutsiest innings we've seen this year. These middle infielders are really something. Danny gets rid of it in a flash. Really tough 2 hours and 5 minutes for Gio Gonzalez to this point. You just love what he's brought back to this rotation. So much personality, so much presence, and tonight showing guys how to battle through a tough night.
Yeah, I mean, he's battled out there. I mean, he kept his ball club in the game, and more than that, I mean, getting through that jam. But I thought what Masson Dan said about Steve McCatty, and he liked his arm angle and his slot the first time out. I didn't see that. But for pitching coach Steve McCatty, who works with these guys so hard, and I feel like is one of the most underrated coaches in Major League Baseball, to say that he liked where Gio Gonzalez's arm slot was last time, kind of told you everything you needed to know about his outing. But what I'm taking from this about Gio tonight is the fight that he's shown. I mean, you know, that's the most encouraging part, to go out there and go right at these guys. And it might be the effect that the guy he's standing next to right now has had on everybody, Doug Fister.
Great point. Agreed. And for Gio, 114 pitches, 68 strikes. And he saved himself a bunch of pitches with that 6-4-3. Here's Lobaton. Greg Dobbs to follow, and then DENARD Span. Nats will load up on the lefties here in the top of the 7th, trying to add on.
You know, I don't know a lot about pitching and really don't pretend to know a whole lot, but if I was on the Nats staff and I saw how Doug Fister went about his business, how he attacked hitters, especially in his last outing against the Braves. I mean, he's done it every single outing, minus the first one where he attacked and just didn't have his good stuff because he was so amped up. But if I was on the staff, I would say if he can do it with his stuff at 88 to 90 and no slight to his stuff because it moves all over the place. He has tons of deception in his delivery and he pitches downhill. That would rub off on me, and I would say, well, if I throw 95, why can't I attack hitters the way Doug Fister does? I mean, never mind the clubhouse presence and how hard he works and leading by example in that regard. But just his approach every fifth day and how he goes after guys, how he attacks guys. If I'm Gio Gonzalez, Steven Strasburg, Jordan Zimmerman, and Tanner Roark, I'm learning from that, and I'm trying to do the same thing he does and emulate him.
That ball driven by Lobatone to deep left and over to grab it, Chris Davis. Jose hitting the ball a ton the other way. That'll bring in Greg Dobbs.
Well, a lot of K's from Gio Gonzalez tonight. In the D.C. area, Toyota dealers want to help children and their families by making a donation of $37 to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season. And I still want to know who's parking there. That is a great spot.
Greg Dobbs' career against Matt Garza, 1 for 3.
Employee of the month, you think? Brewers employee of the month?
I don't know. I don't know how you get that thing off there.
No, it's an elevator deal. And if you sell the most cotton candy or popcorn, you get a park right there. I think beer's a big seller here at Miller Park.
Two balls and no strikes to Dobbs. Check out at Masson Nationals. You could dine with the GM. And we'll be heading down to Chicago in a couple of days, and I know Phil will be waiting for us in the media dining room.
Mike's brother Bernie here today with his family. This little Midwest swing where the Rizzos get to reunite, and hang out.
I had no idea Mike's brother was Bernie the Brewer. That's amazing.
No, Bernie Rizzo's silly. There's Mike, the Godfather.
Yeah, the bird dog's down in the seats, not upstairs.
Get out of the way, buddy. Okay, I'll whack you.
2-1 and Dobbs pulls it foul. So Gio Gonzalez, 6 innings, 3 hits of shutout ball, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, a wild pitch, a double play ball, 114 pitches, 68 strikes.
Saw a different Gio getting off the bus today too when we got to the ballpark. Usually, you know, Gio's the kind of pitcher that'll talk to everybody on game day. He had his headphones on, focused, didn't say a word off the bus, through the tunnel all the way to the clubhouse. And half of that's probably he didn't want to talk to the broadcast team, but the other half he looked really focused. And you saw it here tonight.
In. You're right, locked. He was the same way when he got on the bus at the hotel. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Greg Dobbs looking for his first pinch hit in a while. And he will bounce that one over to Ricky Weeks. 2 outs.
More fireworks? Are you kidding me? Yeah, celebrate Independence Day weekend with the Carolina League's first half champs. And I believe Gio Gonzalez was on the hill when they clinched the first half. So they had a ringer for that one. Highlighting the weekend will be pregame picnics, patriotic fireworks every night with an Anthony Rendon bobblehead on Saturday, July 5th. Call the number on your screen or go to the website for more info.
DENARD Span 0 for 3. Strikeout, fly to deep right, and a fly ball to left. Nobody's tried to bunt against Matt Garza tonight.
It's a fine line in that whole thing, Carb. You know why? Because if you're betting on him throwing it away, you really have to be a team guy because you're not going to get a hit. They're going to call it an error. I mean, personally, I would do it with the runner on first and do the whole button for a hit and hope you give me a sacrifice deal.
Yeah.
And if he throws it down the right field line, you give me a hit and an error. But if you do it with nobody on,
yeah,
that's a team guy.
Well, lay down a bunt, you might get both.
But the object would be to have him field it and throw it away. And if you do that, you're not getting a hit.
So he's at 100 pitches with 2 outs here in the 7th. Garza making his 16th start of the year, league hitting .249 against him. Coming in, And he'll miss low to DENARD Span. 2-1.
Do you think Bryce Harper's going off a net when he comes back?
Interesting, yeah.
Two guys with 6 fingers playing at the same time.
Don't hose down the base paths. By the way, the Marlins are in the ninth at Philadelphia tonight, leading 4-0.
Bake sale will be a good fundraiser.
And that's upstairs. Atlanta not playing tonight, so the Nats could lead by 2 at the end of the evening. And DENARD Span working a full count here with Rendon on deck, top of the 7th. Garza's last inning due to bat third. Straight ahead. And Span will hit it sharply and down to Mark Reynolds. So the Nats go 1-2-3, and Garza retires 14 of his last 15 hitters. In Milwaukee, it's our Hyundai 7th inning stretch. Nothing. The Nats on top here on Monday, June 23rd, 2014. Volkswagen's going to take us back to July of 09. And Josh Willingham, early grand slam in the ballgame. Later on, Josh Willingham, even further upstairs, a VW moment in history. The Nats pounded out 13 hits that night, beat the Brewers 14-6. And he tied a franchise record with 8 RBIs. 13th player at that time to hit 2 grand slams in a game. And the first since Boston's Bill Miller had done it 6 years before. The hammer. And here's the bear. Mark Reynolds against Darren Barrett. Bottom of the 7th. And a fastball up. Mark Reynolds was First pitch pumping.
That's so key for Aaron Barrett to throw that fastball for a strike early in the count to get to that nasty slider he has. Fastball in the mid 90s, slider in the upper 80s, mid to upper 80s.
Brewers obviously seeing him for the first time live. That is 95 blasting in there.
It's a big assignment for Aaron Barrett. He is getting the 7th inning with a 3-run lead. Trying to stay off of Drew Storm, who worked hard in that Braves series. Or maybe staying off Clippard tonight. I'm looking down there. I'll just keep guessing until I get it right. Clippard's getting loose with his routine. What made it look easy yesterday, going through 3, 4, 5, didn't he, against the Braves?
Wow.
It was not that easy.
11 pitches, 8 strikes to get Freeman, Gaddis, and Hayward. 2-2 now. And this time, Barrett jamming Reynolds with the fastball. Segura to foul, then a pinch hitter. If they don't have anybody on base, maybe Scooter Gennett. If they have at least a man aboard, could be Lyle Overbay. Target right down the middle. Oh, look at that slider. Mark Reynolds can only tip his helmet and walk away. That was nasty. The other two hadn't been anywhere close.
I mean, I knew it was good just by the way you said it. I mean, you're right. Look at that slider from Aaron Barrett. The Bear dropping a nasty slide piece in there. And it's all Mark Reynolds could do is tip his cap because that was dirty. There'll be a day in the not so distant future when Aaron Barrett is pitching the 9th inning with a 3-run lead. And you can quote me on that one. It's going to happen.
Gene Segura 1 for 2 tonight. And a fastball is up.
I was talking to Barrett on the plane, I think last trip, saying, I can't wait till you're a closer and you have a beard down to the letters on your uni and you have earrings and tattoos everywhere. And I'll say, I knew you when you were a rookie and you were clean shaven and going out there and dropping nasty sliders on everybody. But I can't wait till I see you with the limo that pulls up to the plane and, you know, the hair out the back of your hat, long hair. I mean,
he must have looked at you like you were crazy.
He said, I ain't changing, man. This is me. Watch.
I think he looks mean enough right now.
He does. Well, the stuff is mean enough, that's for sure.
1-2. And Segura, who you know saw that yacker of a slider from the on-deck circle, had to be ready for the heater right there, and he was still late for it. Elian Herrera has stepped out to the on-deck circle. A switch hitter, contact guy, former Dodger, 1 for 8 this season.
Nats fans already got T-shirts that have the bear on it. He's got his own T-shirt. They love him.
That's huge.
And for good reason.
And he overmatches another right-handed hitter with the slider. 2 down.
Now 85 miles an hour. Watch this one. Just disappears. It has to be tough to pick up that rotation in the box. You see it right there. It's a great shot of it. And Segura right over the top of this one. Maybe thinking about a fastball. Got the slider.
And the pinch hitter will be Herrera. 29-year-old switch hitting infielder outfielder who had only 8 at-bats for the Dodgers last year. Played in 67 games with them the year before that. And a check swing and a foul.
Right now in the Brewers dugout, guys are talking, saying, who is this guy? And they haven't seen Aaron Bear yet. You get scouting reports all you want, but until you see somebody firsthand, it's a different story.
Goes with the heat and overpowers him into a pop-up. Ryan Zimmerman calling off Ian Desmond. That makes up for all those pop-ups on the infield when Ian used to call Ryan out. So we're going to the top of the 8th. Anthony Rendon has walked and scored tonight ahead of the LaRoche home run back in the This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. Bird's eye view of a good pitching night for the Nats. Gio, 6 innings, no runs on 3 hits. Barrett a 1-2-3-7 with a couple of strikeouts. And now the Nats are set up with a bullpen and would love to add on a bit. Check out MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, celebrating 12 years now. Join the millions who have subscribed to watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices. For details, nationals.com. 29-year-old Mike Fiers takes over here. Only his 3rd game of the season. And he was called up from Nashville on June 8th. 6-3. He was a starter down there. He's done some starting for the Brewers in the past. Working out of the bullpen now, down by 3. Trying to keep it that way. And Anthony Rendon takes strike 1, bottom of the 7th underway.
Yeah, 4-pitch guy, fastball, cutter, curveball change. Cutter at 85, kind of a slider thing, and his fastball 89.
Rendon faces him for the first time.
That was it right there.
Anthony 0 for 2, a walk, a run. The next 2 guys have 4 hits between them tonight. And that one cutting its way outside, 2-1.
I think I guessed right because I see Drew Storn up in the Nats bullpen, and they are going to stay off Clipper tonight. And an insurance run right here would allow the Nationals to stay away from Soriano, who they've used for 2 consecutive days.
So maybe Storm for 6 outs. We'll see.
Yeah. Depending on how the 8th inning goes, I think.
Yeah. And Rendon gets under one. High drive, deep left field, and it is caught right in front of the wall by Chris Davis. Rendon making a bid for number 12.
Just got in out of my hair. Because when he gets him, as we've learned throughout the year, there are no doubters. He doesn't hit any wall scrapers. And he knows he just missed it.
Jason Worth has never faced Mike Fiers.
I didn't think I'd ever be saying that about Anthony Rendon, that he hits no doubters, but he does. I mean, he got,
you're right.
got strong in the offseason, really committed himself to gaining some weight in the weight room. It was goal number 1, and we saw the first time we were in Vieira for spring training how much stronger he looked, and the ball was making a different sound coming off his bat in March.
'86 right in there. 1-1 to Worth. Late night guy. 2 hits already tonight. And another straight one, this at 90 to the outside edge. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
This guy's got a tiny bit of Walden in him, the way he delivers the baseball. Not the real big jump that the Braves reliever has, but similar deliveries.
And the off speed. Could be a costly night for Milwaukee, by the way. St. Louis has an 8-0 lead at Colorado. Brewers are 5.5 up in the Central. Coming home with tons of momentum, and the Nats have quieted things down through the first 2/3 of this game. Pretty good job of reaching that to foul it away for Jason Worth.
That's a nasty pitch right there. Or a change up that.
And Worth rocks another one. So he's gone to right, he's gone to the shortstop hole, and he's gone to just left of center with his 3 hits tonight.
Well, as soon as I saw him go to right field, you know that he's got his swing back. And like we said earlier in the game, he's been spinning off big time on anything away. And when you cover that outside pitch as a hitter, you're A, feeling pretty good about the slot your hands are in and your timing, and B, you're showing the other club that they can't get you out of the way, and it plays right into your hand.
Here's Adam LaRoche. And against Fiers, he's 1 for 3 career. Shift is on. Segura almost directly up the middle. Adam a 2 for 3 night, batting average from .305 up to .310. There's the shortstop right behind the bag.
I think Soriano's gone 3 in a row, right? Didn't he pitch in that extra inning game?
Oh yeah, just about everybody did.
So yeah, he's gone 3 in a row. Attack on here would be huge. Maybe Soriano's got the night off already, and we don't know.
2-0 to Adam LaRoche. Look out here. And he takes 89 that was tailing to the outer half. Three 3-0 Nats, top of the 8th.
I think Adam just filled his daily quota, by the way. And they're telling me that that ball was outside on pitch track. So his daily strike away, that's not a strike. And then the perplexed look at the umpire like, I'm used to it by now.
Three and one.
Well,
great take.
Just give you an idea how he's seeing the baseball. 90% of guys ahead in the count 2-1 swing it down. I don't care how locked in you are. That was a strike for about 58 feet. A little throw over, and Jason wasn't even off the bag. There's a lot of little leaguers here today. He said, "See, Dad, I told you I should pick off even though he doesn't have a lead." That's what just happened.
3-1 LaRoche taking, and the count fills. Well, you'd think Worth would be running here. Such a good base runner.
A good time to send him. 3-2 up by 3 runs, 1 out. You're betting on LaRoche putting the ball in play hard somewhere. Good knowledge of the strike zone.
Worth a short lead, getting a lot of attention. And he starts and stops. Didn't have to run. LaRoche draws the walk, and Adams on for the 3rd time tonight. That's his 41st walk of the year.
Well, that's the difference in the ball game. 3-2 slider. Down in the zone. Digging it out. Good low ball hitter. Always has been. Creates that unbelievable amount of backspin with that finish he has. Bunch of high fives in the third base dugout. But another 3-2 count to Adam LaRoche. What new? This time he walks.
Here's Ryan Zimmerman with a walk, 0 for 2 career against Fiers. And he gets the call on a pitch tailing in. Ryan, a walk, 2 ground balls tonight. Still waiting for his first long ball since he came back. Now 20 games ago.
It's a big part of this ball game. Believe it or not.
Oh, you're right. Great job of laying off the curve to even the count. 1-1.
Small ballpark, a 3-run lead isn't a 3-run lead when you're talking about a Cincinnati, a Milwaukee, or a Coors Field. You obviously want more runs and to add on right here. We already discussed the bullpen situation.
Things moving slowly here in the 8th. 2 on, 1 out. And that fastball not that close. All 2. The Nats are 12-7 since Ryan Zimmerman came back. Now that Worth has it going again, here's another bat to heat up. And he hits it to deep short. They'll go for 2, and they'll get a couple on a good turn by Segura and Weeks. And this ball game into the bottom of the 8th inning. Up to the Nats bullpen for 6 outs. Here we go. hometown team. Well, from his own state anyway. Auburndale doesn't have a big league ball club, but if they did, look out. It'll be him against Giovanni Gallardo, longtime Milwaukee ace, 5-4 and 2-0 with an .086 in his last 3 starts. 7:30, Johnny and Ray with Nats Extra Masson 2 tomorrow night, and then just after 8 o'clock, game 2 of this 3-game set.
Yeah, that guy's going tomorrow. We're going to crash his family's barbecue in the parking lot with cameras, and hopefully it's good stuff. All right, we promised you early in the game. Here's your AT&T fan photo. Couple of Nats fans. We love when the Curly W's travel, but do you think there's any coincidence that probably the last 3 or 4 nights we've shown you pictures from AT&T Park? We got to mix in some from Nats Park. Let's go.
Oh, we are on the road.
Still.
Drew Storen, 29th game. The last time he pitched was in the Friday night marathon. He gave up a hit, a strikeout in a scoreless 7th inning. Only threw 9 pitches, 7 strikes. So he's good to go here. And Ricky Weeks, who's 1 for 2 career against him with 2 walks, leads off for Milwaukee, bottom of the 8th. First pitch, busted bat. Ooh, took a funny little hop on Danny Espinosa, and he went down with the bare hand to grab it.
Well, Espinosa got a ball in yesterday's game that had a lot of side spin on it, and he made a nice play that you couldn't really tell on television. This one, watch the English on this baseball and watch the hop it takes on Danny Espinosa. Uses the bare hand, and I'll tell you what, second baseman don't make that play. That's nice.
Yeah, you know, when you microwave the infield before a game, you just don't know what's going to happen.
When you land a spaceship on the infield, you're going to get hops like that every time.
I think aliens saw Miller Park and thought they were home.
And if you missed it earlier, they had some contraption on the field that was drying it out at 1:30 today, and we decided it was a spaceship.
I know, but from the outside, this looks like it could be a spaceport.
Yes.
This ballpark.
This is the mothership that we're doing the broadcast from, and they had one of their ships they launch on the infield.
From science fiction back to reality, strike 1, Drew Storen to Ryan Braun. Braun, 2 for 4 career, with a triple against Drew. Good slider. Down and away. Desmond right there. Low throw picked like it's nothing by Adam LaRoche. 2 down.
You land this thing on the field, you're going to get bad hops every single time.
See, and then that guy on third base, he's frozen in time. He can't even move.
Yep. There you go. Aliens. No doubt about it. And I think that's their landing strip they come in on. Or leave out the windows. They could go up on that too to leave the mothership. That's the stuff you hear when you tune into a Nats broadcast.
It's imagination you can't get anywhere else. Here's Jonathan Lucroy, 1 for 2 with a walk. And Drew Storen on the attack. Look at the sink and the run on that 94.
Do you remember everybody panicking about his spring training?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Lucroy, 2 for 6 career against him. No swing, says Andy Fletcher, who will have the plate tomorrow night.
Check it out from the side. Did he go? You make the call.
Bat well out over the plate.
Just holding it there. I was talking about Jason Giambi being the best I've ever seen at holding up his swing, how it takes a strong man. I left out Mark Grace in that. Mark Grace, when he used to check swing, would walk toward the pitcher to create the illusion that the bat didn't go that far. So in the middle of his check swing, he would hold it there and then just start walking toward the pitcher, and he would always get the safe call, never get the strike call.
2-1 to a dangerous hitter. Fastball up at 93 right by him.
Go challenge heater up in the zone. 93 coming right at you. Heads up. That even looked fast in slow motion.
Two balls, two strikes. That's a changeup.
It's another guy you feel like you just throw 3-2 up on the scoreboard and save everybody a lot of time. Make you work.
Nationals 3, Brewers nothing. They've out hit Milwaukee 6-3. And a strike to get this one into the ninth inning. Fastball away, and Drew Storen's got the comebacker. Very impressive eighth inning. Barrett before him. Gio for 6 before them. The Nats by 3 now into the ninth. By PNC Bank for the achiever in you, and by our Washington BMW Centers. A row of Nats fans with a couple of Brew Crew folks mixed in, and this one to the top of the ninth inning. Here's Tom Gorzalani. How's he doing for the Brewers this year? Well, it's only his third appearance. A guy who can give you a lot of innings and be a mainstay of the bullpen when healthy. Left shoulder surgery during the offseason. He's only been back in the big leagues for 9 days after making rehab appearances down in Brevard County, a ballpark he knows well, and AAA Nashville.
Yeah, left shoulder surgery. And he's back in the big leagues. And the fastball a tick down at 89. It was 91 last year. The slider at 79 and the changeup at 83. And he was a good Nat.
Very good. Pitched in 30 games, made 15 starts for the Nats in 2011, going 4-6. And then really found it in the championship season of 12 when he had an ERA of 2.88 in 45 appearances. And he struck out 62 in 72 innings. facing Ian Desmond, who's 1 for 4 career against him, with a base on balls, and it's outside. Well, it's looking like the 9th inning could be a Clippard close, or maybe Blevins helping out on a matchup or so. The two of them are throwing.
Blevins with a 4-run lead, Clippard with a 3-run lead.
Yeah, you would think. Tyler Clippard, no stranger to saves. More on that if and when it happens. What a good inning by Drew Storm. 9 pitches, 6 strikes. And Desmond fights off a 2-strike curveball. Ball game 2 hours and 50 minutes old as we hit 10 o'clock here in the Midwest. There'll be a time later on in the summer when it's barely dark by now here at this hour. Nats here toward the end of June, and then on to Chicago. And a good eye by Ian Desmond takes it 2-2. Up the middle, scooch through, and Ian Desmond has a 2-hit night. He's going to round the bag big and get back there. Well, that's good for Ian. Came in 2 for 16 and a couple of singles this evening.
Couple of base knocks. Wrapped around a flyout and a strikeout, and he stays through this ball nice, goes right back where it came from. And as soon as Gorzelani can't come up with it because of the shift and Segura playing way in the hole, it's a base knock. See if he decides to rip a base right here, if he gets a read on Gorzelani, his former teammate.
The hitter, Danny Espinosa. He's never faced Gorzelani, and Danny gets to turn around to the right side here, where he's now hitting .295.
Well, every time you say that, and I know fans are thinking, when's he going to hit just right-handed? But he wouldn't hit .295 if he hit just right-handed, because there's an adjustment process for a kid that's switch hit his whole life on the ball coming out of the same side you're standing on for the first time, and everything moving away from you. Whereas a switch hitter, the arm's on the other side, and everything moves into you for the most part, unless you turn over a nasty changeup or you got a nasty sinker.
Is that something that you could get used to a certain extent if you had the time during the off season to do it?
I don't know how you replicate it. I really don't. I think
how do you simulate game conditions?
You just got to jump in the fire if for whatever reason someday he or the Nationals decide to make him a right-handed hitter. Shane Victorino did it very effectively for the Red Sox last year. But it's not as easy as just going, well, why doesn't he hit right-handed? He'd hit 300. Well, no, he wouldn't. But maybe over time he would. And if that guy hit 300 with his pop from the right side, my goodness.
A little guy just took that ball right away from a man much older and bigger, and he should be smiling. 1-2 here in the 9th with the leadoff man aboard. Desmond running this year, 5 for 7. Good part of the crowd of 31,102 left at the end of the 8th inning. Espinosa on a breaking ball strikes out. Danny 0 for 4 with 3 punch-outs tonight, and that'll bring in Lobatone to bat from the right side. Jose Lobaton facing Gorzalani for the first time. Scott Hairston steps out on deck. Now there's a man who can hit some left-handed pitching. Desmond going, and a great jump. He didn't know he didn't need to slide, and he rips his 6th bag of the year.
Well, 14 more bases to go and 6 more home runs for the 3rd consecutive 2020 season. He gets a great jump right there in Gorzalani. So Tony Tarasco doing a nice job of helping Ian Desmond get a read on the lefty.
Gorzalani 43 games, 10 starts here last year. And look out, a screamer right over the dugout. Lobaton got around late.
Got an older gentleman right in the arm.
Rickie Weeks trying to keep Desmond close at second. And a good take by Jose upstairs, 2-2. The Nats are trying to get their road record back to within 1 of the 500 mark. Trying to go 5 over with their 40th win of the year. And a breaking ball hit in the air to right by Lobaton. Braun moving toward the line, and Desmond will tag and easily go to third base on the 2nd out.
Scott Hairston going to pinch hit, and he's been doing a nice job off the bench for Matt Williams.
Number 7, Scott Hairston.
As a pinch hitter, 3 for 10, a homer, 4 RBIs, 10 for 28 overall.
3 for 10 as a pinch hitter is like 9 for 10 as an everyday guy. That's not an easy job. Those are sparkling numbers for Hairston.
And he has 3 career hits against Tom Gorzalani with 2 walks, 3 for 15 with a double. Looks it all the way in, ball 2. And that went at the knees.
Tough guy to get in on. His swing is so short and compact. We talk about how Rendon is quick A to B. So is Hairston.
And this one high in the air, right field line, and Braun time to get there. Well, the Nats have left some runners lately, 6 on the night, but they have given Milwaukee nothing. So is it Blevins? Is it Clippard? 3-run game. Looks like Clippard. 32 years ago, Tyler Clippard had 32 saves and a .372 ERA in 74 games in 2012. So it's been a while, but this is really nothing new for this fastball, slider, or breaking ball, splitter, changeup guy who's really been throwing the ball pretty well lately.
Well, just to give you an example about how much confidence Tyler Clippard has in his split, last year was a pitch he used 0.7% of the time. This year he's used it 9% of the time. He's gained confidence in it. It's actually become his out pitch, where if you remember in 2011 it was the elevated fastball. He would get guys to chase up with 2 strikes. 2012 it was the changeup for the out pitch. Last year he used both kind of on and off depending on what he had a feel for. And this year, for the most part, I've seen the split finger a lot with 2 strikes, especially lefties.
Carlos Gomez, 2 for 5 career against Clippard with a triple and a walk. Gomez, Ramirez, and Davis 4, 5, 6. So the good news is Braun and Lucroy retired last inning, but 3 tough hitters here. And that looked like he swung at a changeup that almost hit him.
I got 3 of 4 at bats he swung at the first pitch, which will make his 55% rate go up.
Yeah, that fastball looks hotter than 92 after that changeup. And that is foul.
That might have been the split right there at 82 miles an hour. And sometimes it goes straight down. Sometimes it goes down and into righties. And other times it'll go down and away to right-handers. That one came in.
Yeah, that thing almost looked like it was going sideways.
I'll show it to you again. There's the release point. Look at that wide grip on that. That one tumbled more than they usually do, but it did have some inside-out rotation or movement.
One ball and 2 strikes. And that is a swing and a foul tip, and he just stayed alive.
Guys that swing early in the count at times can be more dangerous with 2 strikes for the simple reason that when they swing early in the count, many times it's predetermined. I'm going to swing at this pitch no matter where it is. But more times than that, they're sitting on a pitch, and when they get it, they swing. They become more reactionary when they're in a 2-strike count versus just designated, I'm going to swing.
Clippard goes with a fastball to jam him. Two to the leadoff man. And that changeup ended off way off the plate.
That's a perfect example. He's swinging at that, but now 2 strikes. He's protecting. He's got more of an idea of the strike zone. He's not hitting .313 because he just goes up there and wails every single time. I mean, you can't hit 300 just by swinging at every single pitch. Nobody throw you a strike.
Clippard with a challenge fastball. Straight back it goes. And Clippard throws him a changeup, and his helmet came off. Gomez swung so hard.
Well, the ninth inning, a total different animal than the eighth. And we saw early on with Tyler Clippard, when he was given opportunities to save games in the ninth, that he would be very excitable. So, you know, giving Soriano a day off right here, Tyler Clippard in a whole new world, getting those last 3 outs of the ball game, a whole different story from a mental standpoint.
3-2, and he strikes him out. Boy, Gomez very late for 92 up there.
Well, big swing. Sometimes big swings slow you down. And from the heels, almost like he was guessing changeup, knew it was a strike and tried to pull the trigger late, and it was by him.
Yeah, it sure looked like he was guessing off speed.
And you see the fastball from Clippard, and I think Gomez may have guessed wrong.
Next up, ARAMIS Ramirez. So the 18-game hitting streak of Gomez over. If this one goes regulation, and it better. The Nats lead 3-0 with 2 outs to get. And Ramirez can't catch up with a high gas.
And his on-base streak continues to 36 with the walk. No, Gomez did not walk. I'm looking at Ramirez. So yeah, 35-game on-base streak by Gomez would end.
Well, look at that changeup, slow down Ramirez bat. Well, this is a pitching staff that can put an end to a few things. The Nats coming in at 3.04 with the staff ERA. You just don't come into Miller Park and do this as a rule.
Well, the old adage, right?
Good pitching.
It's good hitting.
And then the fastball by him. Clippard changing speeds and stymieing a couple of good power hitters here.
And 92 miles an hour, this one on the block away, and Ramirez late as well.
Chris Davis 0 for 3. 3 ground balls, one of them a double play. And that's the breaking ball that stays upstairs. Well, if ever a starter deserved a win based on how hard he worked during 6 innings, that would be Gio tonight. Changeup looked like a really good pitch, and I think Tyler crossed up the umpire with that one.
Yeah, he definitely wanted that call.
And then 90, unhittable.
Well, one thing you know about the Brewers for future games is down by 3 runs, they're not taking a strike. Gets back to the whole aggressive thing we talked about earlier.
That's perfect. The 2-2. And pretty good job by Davis of staying alive.
Tried to bury the split, just left it up a hair.
Swing and a miss, and Clippard strikes out the side for his first save in 2 years. and the 34th of his big league career. The Nats shut out one of the best hitting teams in the National League.
I mean, how good is this pitching staff? Starters, relievers, everybody just getting the job done. Gio Gonzalez, fantastic tonight. One swing off the bat. Adam LaRoche got the job done. But you talk about this ball club, they've given up 12 hits total in the last 3 games. The staff has been unbelievable, and this is the same recipe for success they had when they went to AT&T Park and played the first place Giants.
So the Nats come up big, and for the Washington pitching staff, it's their 9th shutout of the year. For FP and Dan, it's Bob, and it's the Nats winning 3-0. Tomorrow night, little game. Jordan Zimmermann 4-0 against the Brewers against Giovanni Gallardo. This has been a Bassett presentation. Johnny and Ray, Nats Extra coming right up. And from the booth in the Midwest, see you later.